Hey, what's going on, guys? BotMentality here with a Bitcoin chart analysis. Today, it is April 19th of 2018, and we're going to go ahead and jump into this here. So, as you can see now on the 1 hour, we have some nice patterns forming up here. We have that little bit, this consolidation that's leading to a test over the $8,200 highs, and we're seeing a potential, hopefully, a high test of the recent highs here at 8,400. So will we see that? We'll see here soon, guys. We'll get and talk a little bit about it. So the market sentiment that's really been fueling this and I think supporting this price action is the fact that CNBC has been pumping Bitcoin every chance they get, pretty much. Any day we have the markets open up and we're up a couple percent, or we've seen any sort of consolidation, CNBC is kind of softly hinting at a rally here, or Bitcoin could be poised to blow. This analyst said that. Yada, yada, yada. And what that's doing is that's causing more people to pay attention to this price action and maybe pick up a little bit of Bitcoin along the way. So that's definitely good news for the market as a whole. And I think that's definitely been supporting this move in this sort of rounded bottom we had here on the price action, all the way up through 7,800 or 7,000 down to 7,900 and curling up there towards the top of that trend line I spoke about in the last video. So that's what we've got going on right there. And the alts have been running pretty significantly, guys. I haven't been paying attention to them much because through this whole lull we had here on the daily, where we were just pulling back in just the bear market and just selling off all down here in this area, alts were kind of boring. Nothing like they were back in November and December. So, but now they're starting to run back. They're starting to come back, and that's because we saw this pump in Bitcoin, and we're seeing that horizontal action, which the altcoins love so much. So I will definitely be keeping a very close eye on altcoins here in the near future to look to capitalize on some of those scalp gains. So that's what I'm looking at there. And regarding the 1 hour, we'll just jump into what I'm seeing. Remember that channel I would draw here at 8,200 area right there, and also down here at the 7,850 area, okay? So what we saw is we've been seeing some consolidation in this so far, and now we're starting to break above that, and we're actually bottoming on that level. So we saw a breakthrough, a pullback to test it, and now pushed a little bit above. Here's what I'll say about this, guys. A couple things. For the longs, look at these wicks. Look at that wick we have right here, okay? That long wick on a push over that resistance level. And it was a push over resistance level because look at all the volume that came in there, okay? On that wick to get us over that level. So it got bought up, we got sold right off. We pulled back to make a higher low, went for it again, same thing. Pushed through 8,200, got sold off. Pulled back again a couple hours later, made another test. The lows got bought up, made another test, same thing. Sold off, pulled back a couple hours later. So what's going on, guys? Essentially, is we're seeing a narrowing of price action. We're seeing these sellers are really kind of staying firm at the 8,200 area, and the buyers are moving up consistently. So we should see a break here pretty soon on the direction. As far as where that would be, I would just respect the top of the channel, respect these the prior lows. I would say really honestly 8,100 would be a definite level. If we break below that, chances are we'll revisit the low of the channel, and also watch the resistance we have above us up there at 8,300. But this, I think everyone was essentially expecting much stronger action on a break up through this level. While the daily chart definitely supports this pattern, this ABCD pattern we have setting up here a lot better, where we have, the high of the move up here, a pullback and consolidation to where you see the C right here where we're getting ready to break out, and then volume comes in and pushes us through the top area, the ABCD pattern. So that's what we're looking for, but a lot of people expected more momentum when we reach this point to push us through there, but we're not quite getting that. So what does that mean, guys? Is just be careful and just keep an eye on all the signs. At the same time, on the hourly, you'll see we're oversold, or getting, not oversold, excuse me. We're approaching overbought and serious overbought levels. The reason being is because, I like to keep an eye on that 60 level, and we've topped out at 62, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, if you look right here. There's a lot of resistance there. And if we do, let's say we go ahead and get some buy, and we do get going over this level right here on the RSI, and the price moves up through 8,400 really quickly, you'll see that we'll easily be at 70 something, 70, 71, 72 on the RSI at that point, and we'd definitely be overbought. So if I were you guys, just to be safe, to be careful with the capital, be careful chasing this long up here, right here on the top of the trend. Now, if we see a significant push on volume and pull back to it, I could see that as a better risk reward setup for getting long, but just be careful about that. If you're already long and you bought down in the 7,900 area, great job. Keep an eye on where we're at right now, and keep an eye on the resistance that's coming up soon, as I imagine we'd be testing that soon if we do continue to hold right here over 8,200, can form a base and get a new wave of buyers that come in. But those wicks right there, guys, be careful about that. That's why you don't really want to chase these moves unless you use chase size, because what's going to end up happening is you'll enter up here and then you'll get stopped out, you know, if you use heavy size. Because as you can see, this is an area of resistance. And notice the bull volume here hasn't been overwhelming on any of these pushes over that level. So what that says, guys, is just be careful. You have to be careful in this market. This is a market where bull breaks, we see it's a ton of, you know, momentum consistently every single time. And I spoke about that in a few videos ago, where we had, you know, a shorter range in these exponential moves for each time it happened. And we're really seeing that continue all throughout here. Just keep an eye on that there, guys. And I'll go ahead and jump over a little bit onto the daily so you can see what I'm thinking about on the daily. So right now, what we're looking at is, and I'll go ahead and remove these lines here, is we see that clean looking equilibrium pattern, guys, the ABCD pattern here. Now, from this perspective, things do look a lot better. You're like, okay, here's what happened. So we came in and we put in that high right here. We got a double bottom right here in this area, right here at 7,800. And now it looks like we're going to be retesting the highs here. So if you're trading off the daily chart, if you entered in this area, you're doing fantastic, okay? If you entered right here, you know exactly what you're looking for. And if you're looking for, on the big move, you know, the next big resistance after what we have above us is 9,000. So this pattern looks definitely good. We did make a close. One of the things I said in the prior videos, we need to make sure we hold these the 4/17, April 17th lows, which we did here on this candle. We held these. Oh goodness, why is it drawing like that? We held these lows right here. I don't know why it's doing that. That's so strange. We held the lows right there, and that's exactly what we needed to do, so we could hold that and push up to head towards those highs. And we made another higher low on this candle so far on the 19th. And it looks like we're just hovering, and right now we're looking to make a decision on where is the price action going to go here on the daily. And I assure you guys, if we get over this 8,400 level, I'll actually be pretty excited. Now, depending on how fast it is, will determine if we do have a pullback to allow the RSI to cool off a little bit. As you can see right now, we're sitting at 56 on the RSI, which, you know, we need to keep an eye on that 60 level. And if you look here, we always tend to top out right around that 59 to 60 area. And just look on the daily here. The last times, guys, we were up here at this, you know, the 70s was over here when Bitcoin was a lot higher. So we're confirmed reaching those overbought levels here on the daily. So if we can break these, great. But do not, please, if we can break the 8,400 area, great. But please do not rule out a pullback. And, you know, I wouldn't just all in right here. You need to make sure you control your size, control your risk, and really just focus on the chart pattern. That's really the majority of what I have for right now on the daily. The bear case, I'll go ahead and point out for you guys real quick, because I want this to be on your mind as we go through and look at this. So, for example, let's say, let me see, I think it'd be best seen on the hourly. Okay, so you remember back here, this was in March, okay? Actually, no, that's not what I'm looking at. Back here in February, we had the top right here on Bitcoin at 11,500, another top right here on Bitcoin at 11,500 before we pulled back. I'll jump over to the 4 hour to make it a little bit cleaner here so you can see it all in one frame. So we had this high right here, we had a double top essentially right here on Bitcoin. Now, what we're seeing right now regarding this double top, when you look at the current price action, is something similar. If you look right here at the 8,400 area, we could do the same thing easily. And what that would mean, what I'm trying to say is, if we did that and we ended up pulling back down and retesting the bottom of this trend line here at 7,800, that would line up a lot with like what we saw right here, okay? We had that essential double top at 9,000 before pulling back more. It's all kind of, if this happened, it would make sense, is essentially what I'm trying to say in the big picture of the setting. If we still are in this huge bearish trend, which we are, if we're still seeing that bearish momentum, if we're still seeing that as strongly right now, that's the question everyone's asking. But I wanted to just go ahead and draw this out for you guys so you can kind of see that it could happen. And that kind of lines up with, if you're long, you're trading the short term, these are areas you need to look for when you're looking to sell and take profits, because you could see resistance there. And we have seen resistance there. If you look right here, up here in the 8,400 area, we do usually see resistance there. So you need to be careful about that, especially when you're seeing these long wicks here and you're trading the 4 hour. Even on the 4 hour chart, we have those long wicks. So you need to be careful about that and just keep an eye on it. Now, for the flip side, if you're looking for a short entry, You know, just look at the history of the chart. What have we done when we reach these critical levels, and where have we double topped? And those are situations you look at. So if you entered a short, let's say at 8,400 or 8,350, you have a very clear risk on a break of those highs, okay? Just like you did over here if you're looking for the 9K short, just like you did over here if you're looking for the 11,500 short, okay? You had a very clear risk based off the prior recent high to bet on that pullback. So that's one thing I wanted to point out here for you guys, is just make sure you keep that in perspective. Because, you know, if you focus in right here, it looks like, you know, we're just heading straight up, that we have a long way to go. And we could just break out and we could just go and just head to the moon, right? But you need to keep in perspective the technical analysis, the prior highs, and the resistance we have seen in the past, and use that towards the future. So that's really what I got for right now, guys. I hope I covered everything well. Definitely check out my text analysis. Sometimes I'll put information in there that I might not cover in the video, because I love to get on a tangent, just talk about charts. But definitely check out my text analysis as well on my subreddit and read through that, and you can see definitely it's a lot easier to see and reread and see what I'm thinking there regarding the charts. And that's pretty much it, guys. I really appreciate you watching the video. If you have any questions or you need me to go back over anything that I spoke about, leave a comment in the comment section down below. And just remember, guys, continue to develop your trading mentality, your bot mentality. Remember to trade like a machine and eliminate your emotions and get out there and make that money, guys. Hope I helped you today. You guys have a great one. I am out of here. Deuces.